Okay, guys, welcome to the Lifetime Physique podcast. Today I'm joined with my client, Matthew. Matthew's had some brilliant, fantastic progress since joining the program, and today we're going to share that and we're going to celebrate it. So, yeah, Matthew, introduce yourself, mate.
Yeah, hi, I'm Matt. I've joined the program 3 months ago now, since back in May, and it's been a good experience so far. I just live in Preston, work for student services at university, and yeah, do freelance work on the side for film as well. So, a bit of a busy boy sometimes.
Yeah, sound it, mate. But yeah, like you said, you've been part of the program for 3 months. Let's go all the way back to the start, mate. It feels like we've been working together a while. We've had a lot of success, but we'll touch on that later. So let's go right back to the start. Let's go to when we first made contact. How did you come about myself, and what made you want to go along the process of potentially having that conversation, and what ended up being being on the program, mate?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I remember just I think I probably was just looking around on Insta, I think, looking about fitness, looking back into it, thinking I keep saying I want to do it, but pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off. So I need to do it. Come on, let's do it. Just about that time, I was looking at finishing my British Sign Language course back in May. So it was kind of like, what's my next thing to do? Should get something put in the diary. So
Mm.
definitely think I was looking around on like Insta videos, things like that, getting back in. And then, of course, yourself, Jacob, jumps in, found himself, I think, can't remember if I added you or you added me, one
Mm.
or the other. And the rest is history. You got in contact with himself,
Yeah,
had that initial chat on call.
yeah,
Um, I was always like, I need to do this.
yeah.
And I know we had that first initial chat about finances, and it was a bit of a, oh gosh, I need to sort my finances out. I
Right.
need to look at this, as I think people do. But again, it was that, come on, just do it. Just come on, do it.
Yeah,
So luckily, I had that initiative to push through and kind of say, you know
yeah,
what, I can make it work. Like,
yeah.
I'm probably spending enough on takeaways at this point
Mm.
and other things. So let's do it. Like, that's going to all be cut out. There's going to be
Brilliant.
finance there. Let's get it sorted. Yeah.
Good. And yeah, well, that's amazing, mate. Let's go back a little bit. So, when you obviously joined, but prior to that, when we had our first conversation, talk to me about how you were feeling. Where were you at in terms of your health, your fitness? What were the goals you wanted to achieve? How was your health and your fitness currently, or in that past period, affecting you on a day-to-day basis? Let's go from there, mate.
Yeah, definitely. I think at the start, I didn't realize how bigger I was at the time because I never weighed, never did that. I just kind of saw myself in a mirror, knew once upon a time I would eat food and I didn't put weight on, and it was the greatest time of my life. And all of
Mm.
a sudden, I started putting weight on, getting a bit more down, depressed, upset, ate more and more because that was the way to do, and snacking and takeaways and this, that, the other. But yeah, I didn't realize fully until I definitely first stepped on those scales and kind of went, oh, that's my weight.
Mm.
That's what it is. And seeing that number, I wouldn't have thought around the 100 kilograms at that point. I was like, gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that initial kind of chat with you anyway on that time, it was that set that new goal in my mind because I know
Mm.
we'd discuss get my BSL out the way and get this project work out the way, and then I'll join. And
Yeah.
it was nice and easy for that. Sort that out for me to join a week later. Brilliant. And that gave me that ease of mind of knowing I can just, play around with food at this point and
Yeah.
then get into the fitness and gym and everything else. And it was quite nice just easing in that way. And I think
Yeah.
it calmed me into, right, I've got everything else out of the way now. Let's focus on this.
Yeah, brilliant. And I think, yeah, obviously when you first joined, like you said there, you were around 100 kilos, so a lot heavier than what you are 12 weeks later. But was that talk me through like your past? Let the people know who are listening or watching this on YouTube. Were they is this 100 kilos something that you'd ever seen in your life? Was it the heaviest you'd been? And how long had you struggled with your weight previously for?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say 100 kilos is definitely the biggest I've ever been,
Right.
100%. And I think I don't know what I was expected to see on the weight. It's probably I was thinking like 70, 80, maybe, never in the
Mm.
90s, 100. So that was probably the
A
biggest shock
shock.
of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And I would say my weight's probably changed back from probably COVID onwards, I would say, even just before that. Went through, unfortunately, bad time back in 2019 onwards, a bit of abuse by somebody, a bit of getting used, financially abused,
Mm.
assaulted, all this, that, the other, that led up to that kind of depressive state. So it started a little bit there. And unfortunately, at that point, I had gone anorexic, went a
Wow.
bit not eating food. So I went very skinny at that point. And I was quite skinny back in the day, but I
Mm.
went very skinny to skin and bone. And
Okay.
then luckily I'd fed myself up a little bit more and got back into a routine. But I think there's still some damage from there for men's health and this, that, the other that
Yeah.
affected it. And then, of course, COVID hit. And COVID, again, is another isolation and things like that, I think, have had effects on it. And it just became an easy I can buy food at work, I can do this,
Yeah.
I can get a takeaway tonight if the family's not cooking, just eat what the family's eating. It just became a nice, simple routine of I can just do that,
Yeah.
and it became a better of, oh, I can just have a chili con carne at work instead of a
Mm.
sandwich made at home. So it became that in that sense. I know back in 2021 and stuff, I was working in gym environments at the university. So I was working on admin work and kind of like the customer service side of that,
Mm.
working at the gym at the university and the sports arena, putting out equipment.
Right.
So in that gym environment, seeing other people work out, I did at that point from 2021 start working out, did some challenges, did a 30-mile run for prostate cancer
Brilliant.
over a month. So did the miles each day sort of thing, got a
Mm.
treadmill. So I was getting a little bit fit there, and then it just became, I think, a laziness after it, a bit of a, oh, I don't
Yeah.
need to do this now, or just getting back into that sluggish of
Mm.
pushing it off. I'm tired today, don't need
Mm.
to do it. I've had work, don't need to do it, and
Yeah.
it just became more of that routine.
Okay. No, first of all, Matthew, like there's a lot there that's obviously quite personal to you, so I do appreciate you sharing that with us. Now, it sounds like you've had a quite a roller coaster with regards to your weight, and obviously you've been on the heavier side, but also the lighter side, right? Now,
Yeah.
you mentioned there how it was causing you to sort of go to work, and then you'd finish and you wouldn't want to go to the gym, etc. Where do you think that mindset came from?
I think parts of it was some friends as well because I were going now and then with a couple of friends
Yeah.
with to the gym doing some sessions, mostly like Zumba, club size sort
Mm.
of sessions or just a general workout in the gym. And sometimes they would brush it off or say, I don't want to do that, but we'll go for
Mm.
food instead. And it'd be a easy, just, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. So maybe like the
And
environment you were surrounded with
mm,
wasn't the most positive in order to achieve the result.
yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
And when you were having that inconsistency with your exercise routine and you began to put on weight and you got to the final point where you went, look, I'm not having it anymore, and then you weighed your 100 kilo, how were you feeling like on a day-to-day basis with that additional weight, the fact you were like a lot more unfit than what you are now?
Mm.
How was that sort of impacting you on a day-to-day basis, and where was that showing up in your life negatively?
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely feel, you know, I'm carrying more weight sort of thing. I knew the walking, I was getting more fatigued, out of breath. We mentioned when we started out that the asthma was
Mm,
quite bad. I've got asthma, and it was getting more and more affected in certain daytimes, weather and conditions with this weight. And I would feel more fatigued or tired out and exhausted, and just bodily functions of just
mm,
feeling that extra weight on me, and even see it in the mirror. Kind of, I knew I was putting weight on, but I wouldn't say to myself I'm fat or anything like that. It was just
right.
kind of like a self denial in that sense, I
Mm,
suppose.
okay.
Mm.
I'm with you. So, if you obviously at that stage in your life you put on the weight, um, I mean, you tell me. I'm guessing you weren't happy with the way you were feeling based on what you've just said, and the way you were looking. How were you feeling in terms of confidence in yourself? Because I know when we spoke at the start, that was something you wanted to improve.
Yeah, definitely. I think I wasn't overly confident. I definitely wouldn't take the top off
Mm,
elsewhere and stuff like that. Not been swimming for years, sort of thing, even so
yeah.
possibly even thinking stuff like that.
Mm,
That has that effect on even if I didn't think of, oh, go swimming and take the top off.
yeah.
Um, it's yeah, definitely little moments like that. I can definitely see. I definitely lacked that confidence. I
Mm,
know people would say, just kind of not nastily say it, but kind of just be like, kind of pointing a little bit out,
yeah.
like, hey, you put a bit on, are
Yeah.
you okay? And it sells other ways of like saying it, approaching it, of like, is everything all right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, why are you asking that?
Yeah, I get that,
And you
like
push up, yeah.
100%. So when
Mm,
people were asking you that, and you obviously didn't have that confidence to take your top off if you went swimming, and obviously as
mm.
a byproduct, you hadn't been swimming for a long time, and you had swam previously. I know you are currently. Um, yeah, that must have made you feel quite low. Now, where was that low confidence also showing up? Was it showing up in work? Was it showing up relationships when socializing? Where else was that sort of showing up, mate?
Yeah, definitely relationships, definitely dating aspects of things.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely that area I was kind of feeling more like I'm not too happy with my
Self-conscious.
weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that self-conscious, lost confidence, especially with that, and dates were going poorly because I just felt more like unconfident in myself, but also,
Mm,
do I need to date people of my size and things like that?
mm.
Again, you start questioning little things and you think,
Yeah.
no, what am I doing, sort of thing, and it's not the right move. But
Mm.
yeah, definitely that side, and even family as well. Sometimes it's that embarrassment of you don't want to see family seeing
Mm.
you like that and stuff because you feel like they're gonna say, "Hey, you should be losing a bit late here
Yeah.
and have something a bit healthier. Here's some salad, and you
Yeah.
don't need
Yeah, I
this,
get
that,
you.
the other,"
Yeah.
Mm,
No, I appreciate you being honest. And I think that,
mm,
like you say there, it wasn't a place that you wanted to be. You didn't have the confidence. You were questioning yourself. You were a bit
yeah,
self-conscious. And yeah, and doubting yourself as a person. So you said that was showing up in a few different areas in your life, like relationships being the primary one. Which obviously isn't ideal to hear, mate. But what made you sort of, what was that light bulb moment to make you think, right, you know what? I want to look at potentially working with a coach. I want to help and I want to go from where I am now and want to go and transform. What was that light bulb moment?
yeah, definitely that moment of I know myself, I can easily, get told by someone if you do this, like it's as simple as like at work,
Yeah.
a scenario. If someone tells me this is the task you need to do, if you do this, that, the other, I'll follow it through.
Yeah.
So I knew with the PT side of things, I just need that confidence of
Hmm.
going into a gym, knowing what to do, kind of talk me through it, give me some step by steps, put me a routine in,
Yeah.
and then I'll just follow it through
Hmm.
and just go and keep that consistency going and do it as it says on the paper, sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Perfect.
And that's what I needed in that
Good.
sense.
So you almost needed like the roadmap to be told what to do to just have that
Yeah,
plan to then follow, right?
yeah,
But
that's right.
and is that why you didn't? Because don't get me wrong, you could have attempted this alone. I mean, had you tried alone prior?
I've definitely done alone prior, and I've been all right at prior. I think you've seen my workout.
Mm,
Um, it was like a big
yeah,
list of a mix of upper, lower,
yeah.
upper
It's
sort of
just
thing,
the
and
most random session
yeah,
ever.
it was
Yeah.
like a 40 workout thing. I remember the people I worked around at the gym that were qualified PTs as well, looking at it and going, gosh, you're doing more than I actually do
Mm,
in my one session. I'm going,
yeah,
but that's what you're supposed to do.
yeah.
Um,
You thought you were
and,
just working extra hard. You thought you were outworking them all.
exactly, extra,
Yeah,
extra hard.
yeah.
And it was just kind of like parts of that, but also, again, I'm accountable for myself to kind of
Mm,
go, right, consistency, let's do it. And not having kind of like we've got now with the EtherFit kind of
mm,
you've got today off and you've got a session today and this is what you've got.
yeah.
I've kind of, it's easy for me to just go, I can just push it on tomorrow. And then
Mm,
tomorrow becomes next week and next week comes
yeah.
next month. and vice versa, just keeps going.
Mm. Yeah, and what Matthew's referring to there with the EverFit is the coaching app we use, and obviously then you can see your training when it's a rest day, etc. So yeah, you decided to work with a coach. There was no like really specific reason. I think you just knew that it would help you more than going at it alone, and you
Yeah,
tried before. Tell me quickly what type of things you tried. Was it different diets? Was it working with coaches? What was it that you tried before?
yeah. Just tried. I've done like miniature PT sessions with the couples of people that
Mm.
I've worked with. I've
Yeah,
done some of the classes, like I said, the Zumba and clubber size
yeah,
and weights, studio weights, things like that. I've tried, and then
good.
I just written my own program, and that was my thing from doing the PT sessions
Mm.
with those guys because they were just a one-off session sort of
Yeah.
thing, and they couldn't do any more since we were at university
Mm.
and they're quite a small team. So it was just one-off session. I did those machines, and I then wrote that 40-page
Yeah, yeah.
document to do all
Essay
that
for a
stuff
session.
all together.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that was my way of doing it. Never with food. I always got told, of course, with them guys as well, food's consistent. You need to
Yeah.
work on food, but I just never did. I just
Got it.
kind of stuck to my takeaways and food
Uh,
at work and stuff.
so when you were going at it alone and doing your massive session, um, were you at that stage making much progression or were you not seeing the results you wanted?
I'd say I was enjoying it, definitely.
Yeah.
So for my mindset, it was great.
Hmm.
I'd say for fitness, probably not too much, I would
Okay.
say. I think it was just a bit too all over the place,
Yeah,
as
yeah. Okay. I'm with
you
you.
know, just too much
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah, too much. Like sometimes less is more, right? So,
Yeah.
okay, I get what like we've got a good representation of where Matthews originated from and the struggles that he's had. Let's maybe flip the gears a bit. So, obviously, you had all these struggles. It was affecting you negatively. And then you decided to jump on board in the program. Now, you didn't really have like a specific light bulb moment, but you knew that you wanted to work with a coach and get some help and start moving in the right direction. So, when you came to me. Can you remember what you said your main focuses and your main priorities and your goals were whilst working with myself?
Yeah, of course. My main goals and my main priority was losing that weight,
Yeah.
losing that extra baggage of weight on me.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to gain a bit more muscle as well in
Okay.
between, work upon on that and get that better. My diet was definitely a big one that I need
Yeah.
to
To
sort
improve.
out and arrange the
Yeah.
macros,
Yeah.
never cooking properly, just buying, like we said, buy, buy, buy. That equals money at the end of the
Mm.
day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was that kind of opposite side of that. And yeah, that kind of getting back to my mindset and getting better with my health and stuff with my asthma and getting more fit again with
Mm.
that silent confidence.
Good. So brilliant, mate. We had the goal. Okay. And I want you to tell me because I know some people feel uncomfortable on calls. We had a little phone call. I think we had two. Um, how did you feel on the phone call? Like when we spoke through your struggles, I sort of talked you around what I thought I we'd need to do in order to help you. Um, when I sort of talked you through exactly how I wanted to help you and what I had in mind, and we spoke about the investment, etc. How did you feel across that whole journey of our phone call?
Yeah, it was really good. It was just very nice, good chat about like "Oh, we can do all this. Starting out initially just chatting generically, checking up on me, how I'm doing,
Mm.
talk me through yourself, your journey, sort of stuff as well, like this call today.
Yeah.
And it just felt fresh. It's not just straight into the business, straight in the money, and da da da.
Yeah, cool.
It was like just straight into we can do all this for you. I can look into this, and we can
Yeah.
put a plan in motion. I've been here too, and you gave your story and your
Mm.
relation to it, and very similar sort of stuff there. So it was just a nice way to kind of invest in you and you invest in me, sort of
Mm.
scenario for it. And yeah, it was a really good chat
Yeah,
initially for it.
good. And when we got to the end of the call and we were going to get ready to sign up, what was going through your head then?
Yeah, it was that excitement. Like I've actually pushed you on it again, like we mentioned about the finances and stuff like that. That initial chat of, oh, this could be
That
a
was your
struggle.
concern, right?
Yeah, that was my first
Okay.
concern, and you talked me through it and gave me reassurances and vice versa. And
Yeah.
again, that's probably that mindset of I can push it on to another
Mm.
week and another month and
Yeah.
things like that. Again, in that mindset, yes, my finances weren't brilliant at the time
Mm.
while we chatted, but we had those reassuring chats
Mm.
and we can work it out. And I
Yeah.
had to give myself that quick moment of what, I am spending money on X, Y, and
Mm.
Z. That's all gonna go.
Yeah.
And it'll be replaced with X, Y, and Z, which will be a cheaper way of living. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
had to,
yeah,
yeah.
it's good. You had that thought of like switching your expenses from what you were spending on the moment, takeaways, etc., into investing in yourself. Did you say to me anything like you wanted to think about it or you wanted to go away and have time? I can't remember if you said that. Do you remember?
I think I remember having struggles getting on my account and things like that. This phone, absolute nightmare when that
Oh, right.
happened.
But
I
when
remember
on
that
our
sort of
call,
thing.
sorry mate,
Yeah.
did you say that you wanted to go away and think about signing up, or did you sign up straight away? I can't remember.
I remember saying I could have a look at it, but we
Yes.
had that
Okay.
initial further chat, I think,
Yes, I
and
remember
you
now.
gave that reassurance, and I was going, you know what, just do it. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
come on.
yeah. I remember now
Again,
because we
it's
had the
that
two.
mindset of me saying, don't push it off because it
Mm.
could just be ignored and things like that, and that'd be
Yeah.
my easy way out.
So
And again,
you
just
felt
do it.
like, sorry to cut you off there,
Mhm.
mate. You felt like if you had left and you'd stopped and you'd left the call and you had time to think about it or go over whatever, do you feel like you would have talked yourself out of it?
Possibly, there's always that possibility, right? And I
Mm.
think I would have liked to have thought not. I would have liked to have thought I've had a look at it and kind of gone, right, I can do this, I can cut down on this, I'll save money this way and then go for it. But I
Mm.
think there's always that possibility that if I've done it in the past of with the gym kind of going,
Yeah.
I'll do it next month, why would I not do that
Yeah.
as well? Kind of push it on. And like I said, you gave that full reassurance, talked me
Yeah.
through some things, and it was that like, what, this is the right guy to do it with.
Hmm. I think at the time it wasn't like the absolute perfect time to start either. I know you were busy, but it was
Mm,
like something that you regardless, you wanted to implement and get going
yeah,
and learn how to build a healthy lifestyle around your
yeah.
work and everything that you got going on. I mean, your gym sessions are like really early at the moment because you're prioritizing it, aren't you? You're getting up like 5 a.m., right?
Yeah, around 5, 6, getting
Yeah,
there for 7, doing it just getting out
before
after
work.
8, and then going to work for 9. Yeah.
Brilliant. So you're just and before, what would you have done? Would you have stayed in bed?
Oh yeah, definitely. It would have.
Yeah.
I know my gym routines when I were doing them back in the day,
Hmm.
were after work, after 5, and after
Yeah.
6, or anything like that.
Yeah.
And again, that's the easy route of going. Oh, it's been a long day. I
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah, exactly,
Mm,
mate. It sounds like now obviously what we've done here is this is now prioritizing your lifestyle and you've sort of been more efficient with your time as well, your time management, so that you can get this session in early doors, start the day strong, hit some
yeah,
PBs, whatever you're doing in your session, and then you go to work feeling a lot better in yourself and knowing that all your energy, or sorry, how should I say it? Yeah, your energy's been put into the gym. You've then got given
mm,
energy back from that and you haven't got to think about, oh, I need to go to the gym after work and I need to get that done. You've got
yeah.
one less thing on your mind, so you can fully focus on what you're doing with your work and your career, and then you can go home after and enjoy yourself, right?
Exactly. That's the way of doing it. And
Mm,
you know yourself, like I'm a big walker, so I always walk it to and from work.
yeah.
And that's always been my thing.
Mm,
And I've always thought that way I'm losing weight and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. But again, your body gets used to that, so you need something more like we do with our training,
yeah,
change it up after
of
six
course.
weeks. Mm,
Definitely. So let's talk about the wins, mate. Let's switch gears.
yeah.
Okay, so you've been part of the program around 12 weeks. Talk me through the success that you've had so far.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, it's been the 6 weeks now, so I've near enough lost a stone,
Mm,
around 10 kilograms,
mm,
which has been phenomenal. And it's definitely a big change when you look in the mirror and kind of go, oh, you know,
mm,
seeing the body kind of different and toned a little bit and that.
mm.
It's a bigger difference. You can
Yeah,
definitely see it, especially when we've got comparative. You see the huge difference there. So that's been a nice big win to see that weight just disappear, and
Yeah.
now getting into the 80 kilograms and that.
Yes.
So next phase of that will be brilliant.
Yeah.
Um,
It's really good, mate. I know obviously Matthew referring to phases as well. So we work in 6 week phases, and Matthew's done two solid phases now and lost over 10 kilo of fat. So now he's gone from when he first started and he saw the scale at 100. I think you were maybe 99 when you signed up around
yeah,
that, and then obviously now being under 90 is fantastic, mate. And pretty much every day or on most days you're updating me with the new lowest weight reading on the scales, which is like obviously music to my ears really for a client who's wanting to lose weight. It's brilliant. So the weight's coming down very consistently, and you're doing amazing there. Talk me through what other like areas of success that you've had, whether it's been inside the gym, whether it's been outside
Mm.
personal life, as a byproduct of your hard work with your health and your fitness.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've had a lot of people notice and kind
Yeah.
of, come and approaching work colleagues and friends and family, saying, "Wow, you look a hell lot different,"
Hmm.
and congrats, you look amazing. What's the secret?
Yeah.
All this is now all coming out, and it's kind of
Yeah.
like, you're having those kind of like, "Oh, this feels quite good. At least some other people can see it." And
Hmm.
it's quite nice that way as well. I think gym wise as well, now knowing what to do and getting form videos sent to yourself and getting
Hmm.
that all checked out and making sure I'm doing that quite well. It's been quite fun. And some of the workouts, like I have definitely gone on a new phase or started a phase and kind of
Hmm.
gone, what the heck is that? And
Yeah. Yeah.
how am I going to do that? And
Yeah.
especially like, for example, the hyper
Hyperextensions.
extension.
Yeah.
That one freaked me out for ages and
Hmm.
starting it off and kind of going, oh my God, I'm gonna fall
Yeah.
on the thing.
Yeah.
And then I was really confident and did it, and got used to it and
Hmm.
stuff and started adding weight to it. And I wouldn't have thought I'd ever do that on day one of looking at it and going, what
Hmm.
is this? And it, again, like I've even when it's been taken out of the program, I've kind of gone, actually missed that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I never would have thought that. But it's
Yeah.
like that kind of mindset of I've actually accomplished that. And I think that was one of the workouts that I really, really enjoyed accomplishing because it
Hmm.
was that never gonna do that. That's too much. Oh, that's too scary. And then all of a sudden I'm, beating it every week and it
Hmm.
felt good. So that was a nice little win in that
Brilliant.
sense.
So
Wow.
lots of progression in the gym, obviously with the diet too, and the weight. So talk me
Yeah.
through first of all the improvements within the diet that you feel like you've made, and then we'll touch over how that's impacted you outside the gym. So where maybe it's now showing up in your confidence.
Yeah, definitely. I think with the food and stuff, initially I just, like I said, bought things at work. A healthy idea at work was soup, homemade soup at
Mm,
theirs. And that's, half the soups are vegetable type ones.
mm,
Great, perfect, but never getting protein as much
mm.
on those diets. And, knowing kind of like how much I need a day with your macros is quite beneficial to kind of go, oh, actually, I need to plan around this and
Yeah,
make something with that. And I've been enjoying kind of like the cooking side, but also kind of exploring in shops and
mm,
going, oh, I can buy this ready meal type protein meal and it'll give me this amount. And I
yeah,
can add this with it and, throw a bit of cheese on top, protein cheese, and that'll add a
right.
bit 10 grams on and bloody well. And, it was just quite nice to
Yeah.
build a meal out of it for
So
you.
do you feel
Fitness.
like having targets with your nutrition to work towards is what's helped you to stay consistent, improve your diet, and as a byproduct, obviously lose the fat, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think
Amazing.
it's good to see it in that sense of what you actually do need per
Mm.
day. I think. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'd just be second guessing and just go in.
Yeah, 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 it's true.
I'd just see all the stuff that you're supposed to have, your
Mm,
carbs, your meats, and your protein and your fiber, and just go right. I'll throw a bit of that each time
mm.
on a plate and eat that. That should be
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. But
Mm.
obviously we know that's not the case. So, okay, nutrition's improved, training, whole lifestyle's changed now, you're much more active, etc. And as a byproduct, your weights came down, you're looking
Mm.
better, you're feeling better. How's this new version of Matthew showing up in other areas of your life, specifically maybe your personal life or your career?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's that more confidence of feel a bit more confident now. And I mean, I'm wearing clothes that definitely feel a bit more baggier and,
Mm.
wearing belts for certain pants that used to feel a bit more tighter and
Yeah.
feel a bit more that confidence of can actually wear this stuff now with a belt or
Mm.
anything like that, or this a bit more baggier and feeling a bit more that confidence. I know I used to kind of when I walked around or sat down or were around certain people, I'd used to like squeeze my stomach in, felt
Right.
like I was a
Okay.
bit more skinnier,
Wow.
things
Yeah.
like that. And that's definitely all gone now. It's just kind of out
Mm.
for show now, as
Wow.
you would say.
But
So
you're
like, that's
proud.
quite a nice little thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
just that confidence of I don't need to kind of like fake it in the sense that
Yeah.
I am a bit more skinny than I am because now I feel it a lot more.
Brilliant. Well done, mate. No, amazing.
Mm,
Okay,
thanks.
so you've nailed it. You're doing absolutely fantastic. And what do you think in terms of the specific parts inside of the online? And just for reference, Matthew's an online client. Like pretty much everyone we're with now is online. So Matthew's an online client, and out of everything that's included inside of the online program, what do you think have been the main, say, two or three things that have helped you to get the result so far?
Yeah, definitely. I think our one-to-one type calls
Mm.
and the calls with the group have been really beneficial. It's that nice, keeping all everyone accountable for things,
Yeah.
which I quite like, including with the WhatsApp group. That is all accountability. We've got the challenges with that side of things as well, and that's all worked out in a way that keeps you motivated for the days, kind of gives you a task to do.
Mm.
You've got people there to rely on for chats and kind of, hey, can I just ask this question? And people will jump in.
Mm.
And that motivation of we're all on the same page as well, all these online clients and in
Yeah.
clients. It's been quite nice to see that in a sense that everyone's in a different progress, but we're all
Mm.
working for very similar goals as well.
Yeah, so the community side of
Mm.
thing as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the
definitely.
community, a lot of people get value from like having similar like-minded people around you that maybe,
Mm.
like you said at the start of the call, where you were surrounded by people that would go, ah, should we just go for a bit of food after rather than the gym. So having that support network, I agree. So Matthew, you've absolutely nailed it so far. You're over 10 kilos down, mate. So massive congratulations. Now,
Thanks, mate.
what does the Matthew in 12 weeks' time want to be able to achieve?
Yeah, I definitely want to keep building on losing that weight and gaining a bit more muscle and things like that.
Mm.
So definitely working on that, um, and working on getting that a lot more down again.
Yeah.
So keep going down, continue on that, and I think just
With the
keeping
weight.
that consistency going. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
keeping that consistency going. I know there's been worries of, I know for September it's going to be a very busy
Yeah, of
period,
course.
so getting prepared for that, knowing I'll still go in the morning where
Mm,
before all that chaos happens,
mm.
and hoping the best I don't get ill.
Yeah, I know you say
um,
the start of that.
things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
just pre-preparing, I think, on that for
brilliant.
the next parts of it, knowing
Amazing.
that I can do stuff. It's like some of the things that I've started to learn now, like we've talked about in our chats and things,
Mm,
of like, feeling tired and feeling low energy one day and
mm.
knowing I can move a gym session or an exercise over to another day, not feeling
Yeah.
like, oh, I've
Guilty.
missed it today and I can't
Yeah.
do it another day now.
Adapting it to your lifestyle and how you feel as
Yeah,
well is important. Amazing.
yeah,
So, Matthew, I wanted to get specific. We're going to have another call 12 weeks from now. When we have that
uh,
call and I ask you what success you've had in the last 12 weeks, what two or three things do you want to be able to say you've accomplished?
perfect. I think definitely lost the weights. That would be the one,
How much?
100%. Well, let's try and go for the low edge average of 80s. Let's try that for
Okay.
sure.
Perfect.
Let's definitely go with that.
Nice.
Um, Around that end as well.
Yeah.
And then toning up a bit more as well and just getting a bit more the confidence, I think, of
Brilliant.
knowing it's working and keeping that progression going.
Amazing. No,
Mm.
fantastic, mate. Like I said, Matthew, you've nailed it. And there's a lot more to come from you. Your transformation's already inspired a lot of people, and that's like 3 months in. So imagine the version of you this time next year where you could be. I think when
Mm.
you think of that version of you, I mean, it excites me, so it should
Yeah,
definitely excite you, right?
yeah,
But yeah,
definitely.
we've got 25 seconds left. So quickly, mate, I massively appreciate your time, and gonna give you a
Uh,
call in a minute to go over what we said we go over regarding your check-in. But what would you say to someone who's maybe looked at the program but isn't too sure on whether it's the right fit for them?
yeah, just take it, just do it, you know. Don't try and like pull yourself out of it or make that excuse, even if you are worried about anything. Just kind of go with it and just go with the flow. And you know, you're there in that moment thinking for a reason. You've probably thought you want to take action. So take that action and just don't force anything else into that action. Just take it.
Brilliant. Yeah, don't talk yourself out of it. Do the right
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
yeah.
no, amazing, Matthew. I appreciate your time. I'll give you a call.
Thanks, mate.
I'll give you a call on